one more final topic that I wanted to get into here before we can wrap up, right? And that's our OTT link. Now, this is less of one to actually directly show you as it is to talk about it briefly and give you a quick a graphic of what this ultimately is, right? So we all know about dynamic ad insertion and the various things that are needed today for that, right? It's become a much more common and popular thing. You may have noticed on our screen in our playlist that I had several of my playback events have secondary events for splices, a splice off and a splice on, and those are part of our OTT link itself, right? So it's one of the most commonly used things for it, right? So what is it? It's an interface to a growing number of SCSI 35 and 104 inserters, right? It provides scheduled data for downstream OTT systems. It can send direct splice immediate or splice normal sort of messages as needed to SCSI inserters for them to be able to do that. For them to be able to do things such as the most obvious, again, is dynamic ad insertion, but honestly, it's more than just dynamic ad insertion as well, too. It can be used for things such as regional and subscription-based blackouts as well, too, or alternate programming could potentially be done, all downstream, of course, but they can't do those sorts of things without a properly decorated video signal, which is what our OTT link can help you provide. You can interface again to those SCSI inserters based on our schedule. And what better place to get it from? Because the alternative is to get it from a static, traffic schedule, something along those lines where it has the best guess, if you will, of times, for something to, for when scheduled, programs were set to air initially. But we all know that throughout the day, for various reasons, those times change, even if by a few seconds, right? But when you're getting this right from our playback schedule, you're literally able to give it exactly that up to the frame, information about when it's time to actually roll that break and when to return back to program, for example. And as I'd mentioned, it can do a splice normal as well as a splice immediate. And what that actually means is we can provide not just a go now, if you will. We can provide a go now for this long and return back to program after that duration, for example. So we speak the language. We get what's needed when it comes to this and can help you with whatever your OTT sort of needs are when it comes to this.